Wow, Nathan, how can you make such an alarmist thumbnail when we see the SPY QQQ making new all-time highs today? Well, my dear friend, you have to understand that my main concern is with the signals we see in the market, and this loss of momentum this afternoon is something that worries me. Although this is not enough to trigger a real correction yet, it is always important to keep in mind the strategies we are going to use from now on. Because that's what this channel is all about, designing good, smart strategies to help you trade better. My name is Nathan, welcome to another daily analysis video. Now yes, we see the SPY losing momentum this afternoon after making a new all-time high. This is quite problematic because on the 1 hour chart, I told you guys yesterday, we are inside an ascending triangle, okay? The odds are that yes, we are going to see an upwards breakout, and we saw an upwards breakout today, this morning. However, we lost momentum to the point of losing this purple trend line support level in the end of the day. So this is very dangerous because we are closing below our key short-term support levels like the 21-hour EMA and this purple trend line over here. The last short-term support level is the 622, which is precisely where we are right here right now. So it feels like it is now or never, okay? It is SPY's last chance to react, because if we lose the 622, then it's over. We are going to probably trigger a top signal on the daily chart, because on the daily chart we see a very ugly bearish reaction, and this reaction has a name. It is a bearish Hingolfin candle pattern, which according to Thomas Bukowski's studies, it is a bearish reversal candle pattern 79% of the time, okay? It is almost 80% of the time, so it is a very strong and a very reliable, from a statistical point of view, candle pattern, okay? So we gotta be very careful with this reaction. If the SPY triggers this top signal, okay, possible pullback to the 613 near the 21-day EMA. All right, and this is going to be our next major support level medium term. Short term, yes, on the 1 hour chart, we are dangerously close to losing our last support level over here, but on the daily chart, we are still maintaining the bullish bias. We are still going up. We see this 21-day EMA pointing upwards. We still see a sequence of higher highs, higher lows. So, although we are almost reversing the short-term trend, medium-term wise, we are still maintaining the bullish bias. Any pullback to this double support level could be just another buying opportunity, as long as we stay above this support level, of course. So far, so good. We still see SPY trying to maintain the medium-term bullish bias in spite of the possibility of a correction over here back to our support levels. Now, what is very interesting is that the QQQ is still quite bullish. But Nathan, we see a very ugly, very bearish candle today, right? Yes, we see, but unlike the SPY, which is making a bearish Hingolfin candle pattern, here the QQQ is not, okay? It is not making any clear top signal, and when we analyze the 1 hour chart, we see that we made a pullback. I'm so sorry, pullback. We made a breakout of this resistance level today, and right now we see pullback to the 21-hour EMA, which is also very close to the 557 previous resistance level, now support level today. So we made a pullback to this double support level on the QQQ, and this is the only thing that gives me hope that the bull trend could continue tomorrow and in the next few days, okay? Because we are still above this double support level on the QQQ on the 1-hour chart. There is no clear top signal on the daily chart in spite of today's bearish candle, and we are still maintaining the bullish bias on the 1-hour chart. So this situation is very complex. The scenario is very challenging. If you ask me, I would like to see a pullback, all right? I prefer to see a pullback retesting the 21-day EMA again on the QQQ, on the SPY ETF, because only then we may see other stocks, other high beta stocks back to their support levels, offering good buying opportunities with good risk-reward relationship. Okay, we always gotta buy near the 21-day EMA, near support levels. Okay, do not buy far away from our support levels, because the risk-reward ratio is never in your favor when we are far away from support levels. Okay, so from a purely statistical point of view, technical point of view, right now I prefer to see a healthy pullback to our support levels, but the QQQ is still very strong, is still very resilient. Okay, the SPY is not, but the QQQ is. So we see some conflicting information between the SPY and the QQQ. We don't know who's right in this scenario, okay, because one of them is lying, one of them is right. Right now, I see a possible top signal on the SPY. If we lose the 622 and close below today's low on the daily chart as well, possibly we're gonna see a sharper correction ahead. So the same idea could apply here on the QQQ, but the QQQ needs to lose this purple trend line on the 1-hour chart to reject the idea of an ascending triangle over here, okay? And we saw an upwards breakout. So here, although the SPY is more bearish than bullish right now, the QQQ is more bullish than bearish. It is still above our short-term support levels. So again, it is a very challenging situation. So what truly matters right here, right now? How can we apply this information? How can we use this information to our advantage? Okay, first, Nvidia. Insanely bullish, okay? Is this a top signal, Nathan? No, it is. Although it is a bearish candle, we are up more than 4%. So it is not a top signal. On the 1-hour chart, we are far away from the 21-hour EMA. We are still making higher highs, higher lows. There is not a single bearish reversal chart pattern on Nvidia, short-term wise, medium-term wise, long-term wise. No, there is not a single bearish reaction yet. Now, if, and only if, okay, that's a big if, all right, in the future, which does not exist, all right, the future does not exist, but if in the future, tomorrow, in the next few days, we see Nvidia losing today's low, 169.19. If we lose and close below today's low, losing this 21-hour EMA in the process at the same time, okay, then we may believe that yes, a top signal is materializing on Nvidia. In this case, a pullback to the 21-day EMA would be totally plausible, acceptable, and even desirable, because we may see another buying opportunity. I was quite alarmed by this reaction last Friday, okay, on Friday, July 11, because we saw a loss of momentum during the afternoon. We saw a shooting star candle pattern, and I told you guys last Friday, guys, could this be a top signal? Could this be a shooting star candle pattern? Yes, it could. However, in order to trigger this candle pattern, we gotta see Nvidia closing below Friday's low. And yesterday, Monday, we saw Nvidia briefly losing this support level. During this morning, in the first hour, we were live, okay? I was making a live stream with the members of the 5% project, and we were losing this support level. However, we failed in closing above it. All right, so by not closing, I'm so sorry, we failed in closing below it. We closed above this support level. So guys, let's always wait for confirmation, okay? For now, we are still above the 169. There is no clear top signal yet. However, if we lose today's low, okay, then we may work with the possibility of a sharper correction back to the 21-day MA. Is this going to be a sell? Well, maybe for you, right? As I always tell you guys here on this channel, I do not like to sell against the trend. All right, I like to follow the trend, so I prefer to see Nvidia dropping, collapsing, bleeding, okay? And then after we see pullback, I will think about buying, because I like to follow the main trend. I like to follow the money, okay? I prefer to leave that kind of hard trade for other trades, other traders, all right? The amateurs always love to hunt the tops, okay? Hunting tops, hunting bottoms. Leave these traders for the amateurs, all right? I prefer the easy trades. Nathan, you only like easy, obvious trades. You are so boring. Yes, my dear friend, only the obvious, only the easy trades I like to trade, okay? For now, let's wait for a pullback, all right? That's my humble opinion regarding Nvidia, all right? And if you want to be a boring trader like me, well, you can trade with me and receive my trading signals and strategies firsthand. The members of the 5% project trade with me in practice every single day. There you will find our best trades. You will find the stocks we are watching, and what we are going to buy, what we're going to sell, which strategies we are following, everything in detail, so that you can learn once and for all how to trade professionally without fear or stress, by gaining market experience, practical experience with us. It is a free trial service, okay? You pay nothing for 7 days. So come on and meet our community of hundreds of traders who know very well how to make money consistently in this market. The link is in this video's description, all right? Right here below in the description, okay? Now, back to our analysis. We see Tesla going down today. Now, that's a very dangerous bearish reaction, okay? Why? Because we see Tesla making lower highs, lower lows, trading below the 21-day EMA. This 21-day EMA is acting as a resistance level right now. What's more, today we are closing below yesterday's low. We are closing below the 21-day EMA. We are closing below the 310, or I'm so sorry, the $313. The previous bottom over here, resistance here, now apparently resistance here again. So we are losing critical support levels, short-term wise, medium-term wise. So yes, by closing below this key point, Tesla is triggering a technical alarming sell signal. I would sell Tesla in this context, but I gotta be honest with you guys, the only reason why I did not share a sell signal in Tesla on our Telegram channel is only because Tesla is going to report earnings in 8 days. Okay, so the volatility will increase. It is not worth to trade a stock so close to earnings report. Okay, so I prefer to avoid Tesla right here, right now, and wait for another better, more interesting opportunity far away from earnings, near support or resistance level. Okay, that's the checklist I want to see Tesla completing before we can trade Tesla again, all right? But for now, okay, top signal, possible correction back to the 291 again. I would be extremely careful over here. I see way more better, interesting stocks in the market right here, right now. And we see AMD flying 6%, all right? 6%, that's crazy. AMD is totally unstoppable right now. If you ask me, AMD I'm so sorry. AMD failed in closing this gap from, let me see, from October last year, just by a few cents. Today's high was 158.68. This gap is at 158.94. So just by a few cents, we failed in closing this gap. Either way, guys, either way, let's not be overly attached to these details, all right? It is a resistance level, all right? It is a clear resistance level. If we see now, is this a top signal? No, it is not. It is not a top signal, but if we see AMD losing today's low, closing below it, then all right, then this is going to be a shooting star candle pattern. In this case, a pullback to the 21-day MA would be totally plausible, all right? But right now, we are far away from making a top signal. We are far away from our support level. It is just like Nvidia, right? Insanely bullish. No bearish reaction confirmed yet, okay? So far, it is only bullish. But pay attention, because if we lose and close below today's low, then all right, then we may see a top signal suggesting a pullback. So that's the key point you want to watch from here. And we see Palantir. Palantir finally hit the 150, which is our target since June 11. I told you guys on June 11 here on this channel, guys, by closing above this $133 resistance level, Palantir triggers this congestion upwards. So the technical target is the size of this congestion projected in the direction of this breakout, which is the 150, all right? And right now, today, we hit the 150 more than 1 month. In more than 1 month, I gave you guys the signal right here in this channel. And by the way, yes, we are here every single day in this channel talking about SPY, QQQ, Nvidia, Tesla, etc. So come on, subscribe, because we are here every single day, keeping you guys updated on what's the best regarding technical analysis, price action. I'm always sharing my ideas, my readings on the market here. So subscribe, click the like button to not miss any of our future analysis in this channel. All right, so yes, target hit, another target hit. Okay, so now what's next for Palantir? Well, I'm not going to set any new target right here, right now, today at least, but as for Nvidia, as for AMD, I would prefer to see a pullback. Is there any bearish signal right here, right now? No, there is no bearish reaction yet, okay? We are still insanely bullish, but if we see pullback, let's not panic, because any pullback could be just another buying opportunity. For now, I am very proud of us, okay? Another target hit. Congratulations to you if you hit this target. Now, UNH. This one hit my stop loss today, okay? Yes, I gave a buy signal on UNH over here during this storm. And right now today, although this one went up nicely over here, in the end, it lost momentum. And right now it hit our stop loss, losing the 294. And that's a very dangerous reaction, because by losing this support level, we could see UNH back to the 248. Unless if we see a miraculous, insanely miraculous reaction tomorrow, bullish reaction, closing above the 294, preferably rejecting today's candle completely, then okay, maybe it is going to be a false trigger of this stop loss, a false breakout of our support level, and then we may see another buy signal. Why buy? Because we are gonna make a bullish reaction near a support level. Guys, if you wanna buy, if you want to buy, know that we can't possibly tell if we are wrong or right, okay? If we are going to make money or not. Therefore, that's why you should always always use strategy. Set your stop loss, set your target, use a good strategy that allows you to maximize your profits while mitigate your losses as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, as small as possible. Okay, so when you lose, all right, that's okay. Losing money in this market is not a problem. Trust me, it is not a problem if you know how to manage risk correctly. And of course, if in the end you have a reliable strategy that gives you some edge in this market, so your losses are not going to be losses but tax credit. Okay, so that's how we do over here in this channel every single day, in our Telegram channel every single day. So yes, UNH is losing our support level, so this is an alarming signal. But if you ask me, there is still time to see a meaningful bullish reaction, okay? Proving me wrong in this context, all right? Either way, if we don't, you know, 248 is our next technical support level. And we see Bitcoin collapsing today, right? More than 2%, almost 3%. So here, Bitcoin is triggering this shooting star candle pattern, okay? That's what you don't want to see AMD making right now, right? Shooting star, by closing below this shooting star's low, Bitcoin is suggesting a sharper correction back to the 21-day EMA. And that's where I see Bitcoin next. It is not a reversal, but a pullback, all right? I mean, it is not a reversal yet. Maybe it will be, maybe not. All that I know is that right now we are making a medium-term pullback to the 21-day EMA, to our next support area. All right. Now, this is going to take down many Bitcoin-related stocks like MicroStrategy, for instance, which is not that horrible today, but it could be. All right. It could be. Either way, we are far away from 21-day EMA, all right? We are far away from the 426, so a pullback is not going to be, would not be a reason to panic. Coinbase is trying to correct as well, okay? Far away from our support levels. We see Mara, far away from support levels, making a top signal after reaching our resistance level, okay? That's a sell signal for you. We bought Mara over here on our 5% project. I gave you guys the buy signal near this 21-day EMA. Now is the time to sell if you are still in Mara. I also gave you guys a buy signal on MicroStrategy over here and over here as well. Now is a good moment for us to sell. If you still have shares of any of these Bitcoin related stocks, you should consider selling, booking some profits, especially after seeing Bitcoin losing today's low. I'm so sorry, yesterday's low. Okay, now, could Bitcoin be a buy again? Yes, it could. However, I prefer to see a pullback to the 21-day EMA. All right, and we see gold. Gold could benefit a lot if we see the market correcting, okay? If we see the SPY, QQQ losing momentum, losing the support levels I told you guys today in this video, yes, we may see gold performing very well. The key point here on gold is the 309, okay? Again, 309, $309. By breaking this resistance level, we could see gold performing very well in order to retest our next resistance level, which is $317, okay? That's going to be our next target on gold if we see the SPY, QQQ correcting, and if we see gold breaking this resistance level, okay? So, guys, phenomenal movement, all right? The stock market seems very interesting right now. And again, if you want to keep in touch with my trades, with my strategies, join the 5% project. Join a community of consistently profitable swing traders and subscribe, because we are here every single day talking about many ideas, many stocks together. Subscribe, click the like button. See you guys tomorrow, my dear friends. Stay safe. Bye-bye.